Apparently, according to the Building Standard Act or something, you have to install an elevator in the building of 5 stories or more. Maybe it was 6 stories or more, I forgot. So, the apartment block along the highway where I used to live also had an elevator. I lived on the 6th floor and almost never used the stairs. Well, everyone on my floor did the same, I think. I was totally dependent on the elevator. The stairs are fine when you're going down, but no good when you're going up. But these days, although I know walking up the stairs was hard, I use the stairs only. One weekday around noon I had no classes at college, so I thought we'd go out and buy lunch at the nearest convenience store. Like always, I was going to use the elevator to get down. The elevator at the time was stopping on the 8th floor, and I guess someone else must be getting off or on. I pressed the button and waited for it to come down. When the door opened, I saw one middle-aged woman inside. I often saw her around, so she must have been a resident on the 8th floor. I gave her a small bow and got in. The first floor button had already been pressed. The elevator stopped again on the 4th floor, and a delivery man got in. It looked like we were all going to this first floor, but the elevator suddenly jolted and stopped between the 3rd and the 2nd floor. For a moment, I felt gravity weighing down on me. All 3 of us looked at one another. What's happening? Broken? Not a power failure. There was nothing wrong with the lights inside the elevator. What do you think happened? I mumbled. The woman and the delivery man were both looking as puzzled as I was. We waited for a while, but the elevator showed no signs of moving. The delivery man was the first to spring into action. He pressed the button for the emergency phone, but got no responses. He sighed. I wonder what on earth is happening. He echoed my question. We all fell silent. If we had a mind to measure the time the silence lasted, it wouldn't have been more than 3 minutes, but it was long enough to make us feel nervous and agitated. All 3 of us were beginning to fidget again when all of a sudden the elevator started working again. The woman gasped in surprise. It was a bit of a shock to me too, but it just started moving without a warning. We were able to get out now, but we might be so lucky the next time. We could get stuck inside for a long time, or worse, still get injured as a result of the malfunction. That wouldn't be very pleasant. I felt I could no longer trust it to take me to safety down, and I almost made up my mind to follow them. But wait, something is wrong. The scenery I saw was familiar enough. The 7th floor of the apartment that looked pretty much the same as the floor I lived. But it was too dark. Not one light was on. No source of illumination whatsoever. I could barely see by the end of the corridor. So it's a power failure after all, I thought, and turned around. But the elevator itself was aglow with lights, making it look out of place with the rest of the surrounding. Of course, the elevator was malfunctioning, but it was still moving. We couldn't be having power failure. I didn't know what, but something is wrong. With an unsettling feeling inside, I next shifted my eyes to the scenery outside of the apartment. What the hell? The sky was red. It looked like the sky was either at dawn or dusk, but it wasn't the time or day for either of those. I also saw no sun or clouds. The vivid crimson was red, and it made my skin crawl. Next, I looked at the highway. It was dark. No, all black. I saw only black buildings and black highways silhouetted against the sky. Like inside the apartment, there was no source of light to be seen anywhere. Not only that, but I heard no usual loud and pleasant sounds of cars from the highway. Dead silence. I could hear absolutely no sounds. I also saw no movements. I don't know how to express it, but I felt there was nothing alive about the scenery I was seeing. Only the sky was vividly red. The red and black world. I quickly glanced back inside the elevator once more. The elevator looked as brightly aglow as before. I had only a few seconds to decide. The doors began to close. Wait, think again. Should I get off or stay inside? The doors closed. Ordinary happened and the elevator descended smoothly down to the 1st floor. The doors opened and I saw the usual scenery. People walking, cars driving, the sounds of life. It wasn't outside, just an ordinary, everyday life scenery. I sighed with relief. I'm safe now. That was the immediate thought which darted across my mind. I got off. When I had sufficiently calmed down, I began to worry about the other two. I waited for them at the bottom of the stairs, but no matter how long I waited, they didn't show up. I waited a good 15 minutes, but no one was coming down. They couldn't have taken that long to come down the stairs. I got completely freaked out. I sprinted to the outside. I didn't want to stay there any longer. Ever since that day, I've developed a phobia for elevators. Now I moved to a different apartment and I use the stairs whenever I need to go up or down the floors. The stairs are continuous with the ground, so I won't have to worry about suddenly finding myself transported to another world without noticing it. But the elevator is different. That thing is the gateway to another world. At least that's what I think. I'll never ever get into an elevator again.